I'm Lauren Kelly.
And I'm Chelsea Beers, and you are listening to...
It's ApPARENT. Because for some people, it's just not obvious.
A weekly podcast where we discuss and laugh about parenting, all the joys and sorrows, and all the special parts of us that died as individuals. While drinking booze.
Cheers! Okay.
Hi.
Chelsea's eating cheese and crackers.
I refuse to stop.
So if you hear crunching during this episode, please just know it's her fault. And
it's totally
also incredibly unprofessional.
It's totally me. You know what's unprofessional is you pulling up the recording program that we use, but having to minimize your Crocs checkout website. Crocs.
Okay,
people.
What do you have against Crocs?
No, they're not okay.
First of all, I will have you know Crocs makes some amazing shoes right now.
No, Crocs, no. Nothing about
My
Crocs.
sandals are Crocs.
Delete. Oh, those are Crocs?
Those are Crocs.
Okay,
And I have a pair of dress shoes that are super cute, that are pointy.
Stop it. Croc dress shoes?
Yes. Now I've got to go get them because you don't trust me. I'm going to show you, and you're going to be like, oh, snap.
As an avid watcher of Project Runway and a lover of Tim Gunn.
They're cute.
Okay, no, but those are still super Crocsy.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
they
this.
Look like little,
no, it's the
because
hole.
it says Croc inside?
Because it's the hole at the
Okay.
back. That's
well, there's got to be a hole somewhere.
They're Crockies. Excuse me.
Okay, well, I think Crocs are great. Also, when I'm working and I'm on my feet all day, they're really nice. And they're not the Crocs that everyone else is thinking that are like the alligator shoes. Well, they are that brand, but they're really cute. They actually look like little dress shoes with a pointy toe. And they're super cute. And I don't care. You're being a judgy judgerson, and I don't really appreciate it.
Okay.
Nobody's judging you for eating stale crackers and cheese that you found in my cabinet.
They were yours. I'm eating your food.
It's the only way I can keep food around here is make sure it's stale.
And I'll eat the shit out of it. I have never said no to food, obviously. And I have, we are drinking LaCroix, the seltzers. What is this, grapefruit?
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit LaCroix seltzers. Lauren made the wise choice of having it with vodka.
And Chelsea made the poor decision of having it with spiced rum.
I don't recommend it.
I mean, it would probably be good if it was just the regular seltzer, not the grapefruit, though.
Spiced rum and seltzer? That's not bad.
Right. It's the grapefruit.
This is not good.
Grapefruit with spiced rum is like brushing your teeth and having orange juice.
I will drink this by the end of the episode, though.
Okay.
I'm
taking one for the... Well, I don't like to waste around here.
No. I'm a fighter. I'm gonna get through it.
So I have to tell you guys, we started a new routine today.
Oh, God.
Where we are actually going to work out before we record. The reason for that is because of what?
Okay. Thank you for introing my segment here. This is it's a hard thing to talk about.
Yes.
So, so you guys know that I have a 1-year-old named Chan. Now he's 14 months old now.
Yeah, he's almost 1.5 seas.
Right. Well, let's not jump the gun. Okay, he's a year and 2 months. Okay, it's all right. But I mean, just let me savor every day because it's going so fast. He's 14 months old, and his dad Josh and I have split up. So we've decided to separate and go separate ways and co-parent individually. So we're separating and doing the co-parent thing, and it's a very new normal, and it has sent me into a little bit of a depression because obviously, my world has been turned upside down. It was a mutual decision and it had to happen. It was just, we figured it was better for every party involved if we just separate and no longer cohabitate the same residence. So I'm dealing with that. That being said, Josh and I came together recently and decided for the month of July which days he would have chance and, kind of how we're going to work the scheduling situation. And I decided that every day he's going to have Chance and Chance is going to be with him, because it's going to be so jarring for me to, not be with my baby who I've been with nonstop for over 365 days, I mean, it's like,
well, and 9 months before that too.
It's jarring to hand your baby over, even to his father.
Right.
It's still a lot. I decided that every day he has him, I'm going to exercise and do something physical and beneficial for me.
I thought we were just doing it to justify the drinking on the show.
That is a very big part of it as well.
I am so sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
I will also tell you that I appreciate you sharing that with me and with others, because, this is co-parenting is something I talk about a lot, and it's not always smooth. And knowing that you're going to have to do that without, a relationship it's going to be a long road. But we're here for you. If ever, know.
It's hard. And there was part of me that was like, maybe I should just not talk about that. But this is actually what's going on in my life. It has to deal with parenting. It has to deal with relationships. And I'm a stand-up comic. I can't run away from things that are happening, because that's what we do, is we talk about our lives and real situations that happen on stage, because they're so relatable. Everyone in the audience can relate to something that I talk about on the stage, and I know that a lot of our listeners can relate to co-parenting or splitting up with, the father or mother of your son or daughter, and it's a very common thing. It's not common for me right now, and I'm trying to figure out how to pick up the pieces, but I know that I'm not the first person to go through this, and that I'm going to be okay.
Right. True that. And that's a very optimistic way to look at it, and I think Chance has a better chance if you are both in a healthier relationship, meaning if that healthiness is you guys not together to parent him, then it would be the other way around.
Right.
So, props to you for doing what's right for you and what's right for your baby.
Thank you.
Because that shit's hard.
Yeah. It's, it's difficult, but so is drinking rum and grapefruit seltzer. So,
you are just taking one for teams everywhere. Can I ask you a little bit more of a personal question now that you shared that with us?
Of course.
What are you most scared of with this transition?
I know exactly how to answer that question, because I've thought about it multiple times. The thing that I'm scared about, I'm not scared about, Chance having, 2 homes. I'm not scared about, Chance losing a relationship with his father, because Josh is going to be there for him. That's something that he has made abundantly clear, that he wants to be there for Chance as often as he can be. The thing that I'm scared about is I'm scared that if something that I want to do with Chance or implement in Chance's life goes against something that Josh wants to incorporate in his life, that I will be undermined. And I really, really don't want to be disrespected to my son. I want
Right.
Josh and I to stay respectful to each other, especially in the realm of Chance. I want
Right.
him to just see respect and love and graciousness given on both sides. And I don't want Josh to disrespect me to my son.
Right.
That's my biggest fear. Is I don't want to be disrespected or undermined, so that my son has the option of turning his back against me because of something his father said. That's something that terrifies
So,
me.
for example, would an example be if you said bedtime was at a certain time,
Right.
and when he's with dad, he doesn't have a bedtime.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And not only is that terrifying, but I have to tell you something just so that I let you know, and I'm being as transparent as possible. You are never going to be able to control that aspect.
Right.
Josh will do what he wants to do.
I mean, but that's something that's a very low level
for priority,
version
correct.
of what I'm talking about.
Correct.
When it comes to something else where it's like, I don't know, I want him to, I don't know.
Well, if that's the lowest, what's the highest extreme for you? What's the worst case scenario?
I don't know. I haven't thought about the worst case scenario. I don't think I've ventured down that road yet.
Well, and I don't want you to think about negative, horrible things, but one of the things I've said that my mom always said to me was, what's the worst case scenario and can you handle it? So I think with something like this, I mean, I've got a lot of insight because our co-parenting situation with the boy's mother is anything but easy. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we have no control over what is happening over there or what is transpiring. I mean, you remember when they just went on a vacation with her, which that was them sitting at her parents' house because that's where she's living, playing video games for 15 days straight and not eating because both of them lost, and I'm not exaggerating, 20 pounds in 15 days. So for us as their parents, hearing that they lost that much weight says either there wasn't food available or they didn't feel comfortable eating or something else.
And that's that piggybacks along
that we can't control that.
Some of the things we talked about, earlier with like food and, kids making their, decisions on food, but your boys are eaters. So the fact that they came back and your boys are twigs. I mean, they're mm-hmm. little anyway. Because they're so tall. Mm-hmm. I mean, they tower over me. That's not saying much. But, I mean, I come from a family of garden gnomes. So the fact that your boys are like,
Empire State Buildings walking around?
Yes. Right. And so the fact that they even were able to lose 20 pounds and still, like, function, you know what I mean? Like,
my youngest literally blacked out on the sidewalk, and we had to take him to the ER. And he was malnourished and told he needed to eat. And one, it's super embarrassing as a parent to bring your kid because of course they're thinking, why are you not feeding your children? But having to explain, well, we don't know what's happened the last 15 days because we haven't had them.
Right.
But I would consider that an extreme circumstance. Now, that being said, we've had numerous extreme circumstances. So I'm not wanting to be negative and say, because I know Josh personally and I think he's genuinely a really great guy. But people do very crazy things when they feel they are not in control.
Right.
And so if you were to think about a worst case scenario, like the one that I just brought up, that is terrifying.
Right.
And it's very hard to go through. But again,
a worst case scenario could be something like, I want to take Chance to New York or something and have him experience his first Broadway play. And maybe Josh is upset that he's not a part of that. So then he takes Chance and I don't get to pick him up the day that you know what I mean? Like something like that.
That would be awful too.
It's terrible because, granted, we both have the opportunity to take, quote unquote, our son and keep him away from the other one, but neither one of us wants that to be a reality that we enter into. We don't want that, You
can always make sure, as long as your priority is your son, for both of you, you will be fine. But even then, I'll tell you another little snippet. My husband's parents were divorced when they were younger. The boys were younger. And they did everything. They co-parented beautifully, from what I hear. And they're still best friends till today. But now the brothers don't really communicate or talk. So I think their biggest frustration is that they work so hard to work out a divorced situation or a separation, and co-parent beautifully, and it still didn't work to their favor because life happened and they have their thing. So again, this comes down to then control. I will tell you this, I am here for you every step of the way. I know this is very hard for you, but I am so proud of you for making the choice that you did because you are going to be better able and equipped to give Chance what he needs if your guys' relationship was not a healthy one.
Right.
Chance not seeing an unhealthy relationship is beneficial no matter what happens on both sides.
Right.
And if anybody can handle this shit, girl, you can. You got this.
I got it. Now the biggest problem is writing jokes about it.
Right.
I mean, I got it.
Yeah, you got to.
I have to.
Of course you got to.
I have to.
It's going to be exciting. I'm excited to go to your next stand-up.
I'm doing stand-up. What day is it? Thursday? I'm doing stand-up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is not. It's not relevant because this is going up later.
But that's the other thing.
I'm doing so much work now.
And isn't that interesting? You close a door, and that door, unfortunately, for your circumstance, you're never going to be able to lock it because he is Chance's dad.
Right.
But you closed the door.
Right.
And now other things are opening.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it crazy?
I filmed a commercial. I got 2 callbacks for short films. I'm doing stand-up all month long. I mean, it's like, it's yeah, exactly.
I'm very proud
And Josh
of you.
and I were talking about that, actually, late in our relationship. Just a few months ago, we were talking about that. How we both need to just clear out the bullshit in our lives so that everything else in the universe can make way to us. We just didn't know that we were talking about each other. Right. I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we had to clear out each other so that we could thrive. That's it. And I mean, I will never, ever, ever, ever regret the time that I had with Josh. I will never, ever have it. I will never regret it. Because Josh, I personally feel that Josh and I were put on this earth to meet each other, to make Chance. It was Chance's time to be here, and that's what we had to do. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm not mad at that. Yeah. You know? And I'm just glad that we discovered that this is the time that we need to separate when we did, and we didn't drag it along for another, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 19 years.
Because you would have tried to fight
and
it.
we did. Yeah. We did try. You know, we tried the counseling. We tried the tools. We tried stuff like that. We just don't mesh.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So there. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
New beginnings.
I made it.
That are already full.
Right. So there you go, guys. So we're going to be working out now. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah. So we're working out. We're moving around.
We went on a walk today, and Lauren was very, very kind in walking as slowly as I needed her to. Because I don't do this. I don't work out anymore. I used to be a CrossFitter. I used to CrossFit.
This time next week, we're going to be on fire. Unless it's hot.
Because we're running? Because my joints are going to hate me?
That sucks though when you get older, huh?
Oh, man.
But you know what? Your body just doesn't bounce back the way it used to. You know what else?
Oh, my God.
So I wanted to talk to you about something really fun.
Go.
Baby showers. Okay, first of all.
Okay, I love me some baby showers.
I like any celebratory, I like birthday parties, I like weddings, I like baby showers. I like bridal showers, I like bachelorette parties, I like random Friday nights just come over and eat cheese and cracker parties. I like let's watch The Bachelor together parties.
How interesting. I've never been invited to those. So you have those?
It doesn't genuinely happen, but it's on the sketch. It's on the sketch. But I love celebrating. My younger sister is about to pop.
Oh my God.
With number 2. And she had her bridal shower earlier this month. Mm-hmm. And she, first of all, so much fun. Cake, amazing. Cookies, amazing. Food, amazing.
Okay, let me interrupt here for a second. Because I am I do events. I don't know if you know this about me.
I do know that about you.
Is that I plan people's events, and I also decorate cakes, and I also will MC any event that people need. Ugh. I know, it's gone.
I'm making myself another cocktail.
Okay, and go get a seltzer. Go. I'll just keep talking. Keep talking. So I am very much that person. MC, events, I love them, love them, love them. Did they play at this baby shower the candy bar in a diaper game?
No, hell no.
That is my favorite game on the planet.
That is an absurd, disgusting game.
It's my favorite game on the planet.
Absolutely not.
Do you know why I love it?
Because you're disgusting? Because you like candy bar that looks like poop?
I will eat it out of the diaper. I don't care.
You're so excited about changing people's diapers that you just can't wait.
Is that you can't put the diaper and the candy bar in the microwave together because they will catch on fire.
Why did you put it in the goddamn microwave?
Because you needed to melt it. But I didn't know you had to do it
just
separately.
have to hold it. You just have to hold it in your hands.
No, that's not how it works. You do it in a dish and then you ooze it into the diaper.
It sounds awful. No, we did not play that disgusting game.
I love that game. And that's the funny thing about the general public is either you love that game with every ounce of your being or you despise it and you never want to see it again.
You're right. There's no in the middle.
There's no in the middle.
There's two kinds of people. You're right. There's no one in the middle that's like, oh, I could go either way. I could play with fake poop in a diaper or not. No.
It's all or nothing.
You love it and I hate it.
I love it.
Can't be everything to everyone.
Okay.
No, we did play games though.
Tell me which games you played.
So we played this sock mating game where you have a bunch of socks and you're timed to make
Find
the
the
socks.
matches.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's a lot of fun.
Okay.
We played an ongoing game, which is the clothespins.
I hate
if you
that
say
game.
baby. I lost,
Hate it.
but then I got 2 back because someone who had 2. And so then I got 2. So I actually finished with clothespins for the first time in my life. That was a lot of fun.
Good job.
And the other thing we did, it wasn't actually a game per se, but we decorated or created little headbands for the baby because it'll be a girl.
Got it.
So everybody kind of made their own little headband.
For my baby shower, they decorated onesies.
Yeah,
so they had fabric markers and they decorated.
That's
onesies.
kind of where the idea came from, and I came up with that idea. If I don't, toot my own horn.
I like it.
So it was a lot of fun.
Good,
but it's a baby shower, so my sister can't drink, but I don't feel like you should have a baby shower without alcohol.
You shouldn't have any day of the week without alcohol. I'm sorry.
Anything that ends in day should
just
have alcohol.
Right.
Yes, I agree with you 1,000%. But I realized one thing I just don't really like about baby showers. And it's not the poop diaper game.
Damn it. Then I'm out. Go.
I hate being asked, when am I going to have a baby's? I can't stand it.
Right.
And before, years ago, I would eloquently be like, oh, yeah. Like, who knows? We'll see. And then when Danilo and I got married, it was like,
voice? Yeah.
That's literally, yes. Yeah. It was very, and the people who know me know, that's like, she's being really kind of direct. I've gotten over it now.
Yeah.
Danilo and I have been married we're going on our 3rd year, and we have 2 kids. Let me be a reminder for everybody. And we've discussed it. And it's not something that we're planning on. So I'm kind of done playing we'll see. No, it's just simply no. So I had to tell five women at this baby shower for my sister that I was not having a baby.
See, I feel like for the next, I'm so sorry, like 4 or 5 years, when you go to these celebrations, whether it be a bridal, a wedding,
I'm going to wear a pillow in my dress.
I mean, no, you need to start wearing just some sort of pin or I'll make it for you. I don't care. Something that just says, this shop is closed. Do not ask.
Sorry, we're closed.
Sorry, we're
I'll
closed.
Just put that.
Right. Or something, don't ask me about the baby that will never happen.
Right.
I mean, it's something to remind, don't. And that's the thing, is that people, I don't know why people think that they have the right. Because as soon as people start dating, it's like, oh, when are you going to get married? As soon as you get married, oh, when are you going to have kids? As soon as you have 1 kid, oh, when are you going to have another one? Calm the hell down.
Right. It's
live
my
your
vagina.
Life, live your life, and just ask me what I did today.
Right.
Don't ask me what I'm projecting to do in the future. Stop it.
Right. Well, and I think for me, the most frustrating part is that given our circumstance, if he didn't already have the boys and I wasn't already a full-time mom and we just randomly got married, if our circumstance was not what it is,
right,
maybe we would be having a baby.
Right.
I mean, maybe, right? But that's not our circumstance. Danilo said to me, he always wanted children. He wanted 2, and he had 2.
Right.
And not to say that if I wanted one, he would say no.
Danilo has said to me personally, I would love to have a child with Lauren.
Right.
I'd love to have our child. I would love that. And that's not taking away from his 2 established children.
Right.
You know, and he would love to do that. But that's something that you guys get to decide together. Not a random stranger at a fucking shower in Milpitas is not going to be like, you know, is not going to sway your decision.
Right.
And so also they are not taking into the consideration where you guys are at in your marriage, where you're at in your parenting, how old your kids are.
Right.
Because your kids are, I mean, gonna start looking at college
I know.
soon.
Right. And so what? I'm going to have one baby and then I have the only child syndrome?
I mean, it would be worse than starting over because you kind of came in the middle of their life.
Right. Correct.
And so it would be weird. Like, that would be a lot.
Well, I had that. My dad came in when I was 11 and they had my brother, and him as a child was raised very different than I was. And part of me as a kid, when I was younger, I kind of hated it, you know? I loved this kid. I still love him. My brother's amazing. But he got what I didn't get. He got two parents. He got two parents. She's already dating. It's like, you got Tinder. Go on Tinder. You know, and you're right.
Swipe right. Swipe right.
You know, you didn't like that drink, but you're making yourself another?
Oh, no, I'm just putting rum in it.
Oh, you should just straight rum.
I mean,
is my story that bad?
I just feel for you.
You feel for me? Well, anyway, there were 3 bottles of champs at this thing, and by the time I left, they were gone, and I was the only one drinking.
Thank you.
I feel like other people mixed it with juice.
Why would you do that?
Why taint the champs?
What the
hell?
I
have no interest. Nope, none at all. So, you know, and I don't want to say I was mad at these people for asking. But what bothered me is that if I were to say, yeah, we're planning it, what's after that? What's the next conversation that comes after that? Oh, really? Well, what do you want to have? Or what do you... It's just kind of like...
And it's almost like small talk for them, but it's like, it's not like you're going to call me in 2 weeks and check up on how we're doing with baby creation.
And that's what I would do. I'd be like, give me your number. Oh, I just missed my period. Guess what?
It's ridiculous.
No.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And I don't understand why that's an icebreaker conversation, because it's incredibly, you know, I mean, it's what's that word? Like, it's
invasive.
Yes, thank you so much. That's exactly. It's very, very invasive, you know, because you're busting into. You don't have no idea where I'm at as a woman, as a wife, as a mother. You have no idea where I'm at.
Right. And
so with my career, it's like you have to put all these things into perspective.
All working order, correct.
And it's like, and you don't know where we're at. So it's like, we're here to celebrate this pregnancy and this baby.
For sure.
Why don't we make that the topic of conversation and the common denominator, and not make me feel completely, I mean, just uncomfortable because you're talking about my ovaries and what I do with them. It's just
right.
I mean,
and I also think, you know, just because I have a working vagina, it does work. It works very well.
You wouldn't be married for almost 3 years if it didn't.
Doesn't mean that I should have to feel pressure to have a child. Like I said, it's not 100% off the table. Like, I'm still taking birth control. No one's gotten tubes tied or anything like that. But we've talked about it, and it's just, I don't think makes sense for our family. Mm-hmm. And, you know, but I also, I'm an open book. Everybody who knows me knows that. And so I felt bad also. And I don't want to say it's because they're Latin, but my sister married a Latin guy. Oh my gosh, my brother-in-law, Jason, amazing. And they get very excited about family.
Oh,
and
completely.
That's, so it wasn't, completely. I didn't necessarily feel like they were being invasive only because I know where their heart is with it. They're excited.
Right.
And not only that, if I do say so myself, my 2 sisters who have made children make beautiful damn children. So I have no doubt that I would be no different. But that being said, again, I reiterate, I have children. I have 2 boys, and they're spectacular. They may not be my DNA, but I am with them, you know.
But I'm not kidding. I mean, when I first met the boys, because I think the first time I met them was when you came to a trivia night that I was hosting.
Yeah.
And I met them then the first time. And you guys are a family of redwood trees. I mean, it's like you guys are all over 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and you
Aren't
think
you
about-
all over 6 feet tall?
No, Cameron and I are both 5'9" right now. He is my height exactly. But
That's phenomenal.
But the other thing
But then any stranger, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but any stranger that
Would think
meets
we're
you
all
guys
related.
would think.
Absolutely.
I mean,
because Derek's got the freckles and I have the freckles. Cameron and I, our personalities are like on par.
Right.
And Derek's very much like Danilo. So yeah, we do. And we function as a very normal family.
100%.
You know, besides the fact that they just don't call me mom.
Right.
I mean, that's
right.
But an
even
outsider,
even some
that would
families-
be kind of weird. That they're like Lauren.
I don't
you know?
Yeah. Some.
Maybe.
I mean, it's 2017. You know what I mean?
I don't feel like a kid would call someone by their first name, their parent, unless they didn't like them, though.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I have some people that call
Right.
their parents their first name. You know what I mean? I mean, we're in our 30s, so it's like maybe now it's different, but.
Joanna said that, actually. My sister, Joanna, she said that, how her son calls her husband Jason, and he'll say it exactly the same way she says it, which is, Jason! Jason! So hopefully we can get her on the show before she goes in, because it would be great.
We should
to
go
have
to her because she's, super pregnant. We should plan a field trip.
Well, we got to do
and
it
go to
now
her.
because she's
Okay.
going to pop.
Okay, then let's end
But
this
it would
one
be
and
great.
go. Okay. After we go to the It's It Factory, which just came out in one of the recent episodes, and I was like, why didn't that happen? God damn it! I don't know.
It still hasn't.
Oh, I know. I'm aware, but it needs to.
Well, we can have It's on the next show.
Okay. Please make that. Can that please happen?
Thanks for tuning in. Listen, guys, if anything today you want to chat or relate to or whatever, you know, you can always reach us at It's Apparent, Facebook, Twitter,
Everything.
Gmail.
All that stuff. And thanks for making it okay for me to tell you guys my intimate details of what's going on in my life, because I love you and I trust you and I want to open up anything for you guys to talk to us about.
Josh is listening. He's so pissed.
Yeah, right. Hi, Josh. You can also follow us individually. I'm on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube's Chelsea Bierce, Bearce.
If you're interested in following me and seeing what I'm up to, you can find all that information on my website, lauren-kelly.com.
And don't forget to review us.
Yep. Bye, guys. We out. Make it count.
Boom. Bye.